Accenture, the home of many technologies, gives you the chance to grow and advance in an innovative environment where experiences are endless and learning is limitless. Through Accenture student programs, get a feel for Accenture's boundaryless learning career opportunities. Wide range of capabilities and technology from A to Z. Be knowledgeable. Stay ahead in the tech industry with the latest and greatest with Accenture Technology Academy. Be skilled. Learn from industry experts, market leaders, and innovators with Student Leadership Conference. Be involved. Develop inclusive, responsible, and sustainable solutions to complex business and societal challenges with Accenture's Program the Future. Be proficient. Learn the latest tech practices and tools from industry experts and tech leaders with Campus Tech Explorer and become future innovators. Be a tech expert. Harness your capabilities by creating solutions to different business and societal problems using the latest tech innovations at Accenture Internship Program. With Accenture student programs, be part of a culture that provides you with every opportunity possible. With deep industry expertise, Accenture molds our future tech leaders and innovators. Get started on your tech adventure today.
It made me feel comfortable knowing that the place I was joining was somewhere where I could continue to learn, grow, and question.
Whether you start in technology, operations, strategy and consulting, or interactive, you can continuously learn and grow your skills to follow your purpose.
Everyone is willing to share their knowledge, share their expertise to help you grow, which I feel like is quite unique about Accenture.
Every day, all over the world, our people are delivering on the promise of human ingenuity combined with technology to solve some of the world's biggest challenges.
I'm in project dealing with air cargo, tracing production of carbon dioxide.
So I was using geospatial data to help the smallholder farmers in East Africa.
I was working for this children's charity and we delivered a manifesto for a new humanitarian fund.
I'm working on a project where we are implementing patient-first solutions to improve healthcare in Singapore.
I'm contributing to the UK reach its goal of net zero by 2050. And for me, that's a really strong driving force in my day job.
We're all about giving our people boundaryless career opportunities.
Cool thing that Accenture really promotes is building your career like however you want it to be.
You can essentially learn anything, I think, in Accenture.
We're more than 640,000 unique people innovating together. And we know the best ideas happen when everyone is included and all voices are heard.
I realized the culture is probably one of the biggest things for me.
I'm really glad that I'm a part of this big Accenture family.
Now is your time to make real, lasting, impactful change in your life and in the lives of others. Come and join us and match your career with your passions.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Accenture Campus Talk. So first of all, I would like to thank you all for being here today. Now, I am Frank, so I will be your host for today's Campus Talk. So I hope you're all ready, and if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask, because that's what we're here for. And well, without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the event. So let me introduce you to Jay, one of our colleagues here in Accenture, and he will give you a short overview of Accenture.
All right, thank you so much, Frank. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Laguna State Polytechnic University. So I know you guys are here for the main topic, which is the DevOps. But before we go into that, I would like to give you a quick talk about who Accenture is and how we do things here. But before I start, I just want to get a feel of the audience right now. When you hear the word Accenture or the company name Accenture, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? You can use our chat box to let me know ano yung naiisip nyo when you hear the word Accenture. Anyone? You can type in sa chat box yung naiisip nyo kapag naririnig nyo yung company name na Accenture. There's no right or wrong answer here. I just want to get a feel of how you know Accenture. Okay, mahiya guys. Hello? Rinig ba ako? Am I? Yeah, okay. I think I'm audible. Jayush said it's a big company. Okay. How about the others? Innovation, all right. Any more answers? Tech company, all right. Okay, so while you are chatting down your answers, okay, development, we have here someone said most recommended for fresh grads for IT and CS services company, all right. So all of your answers are partly correct. But for the next maybe couple of minutes, I hope that I can give you a broader knowledge about who we are and what we do here in our organization. Okay, so I'll be talking about Accenture overview for the next few minutes. So yeah, before we go into the DevOps topic. So Accenture, we are a global professional services company. So not just a technology company, we provide services in a broader scale. So we are a global professional services company with leading capabilities in digital, cloud, and security. So we offer services from strategy and consulting, interactive technology, and even operations. And we have 710,000 people globally deliver. We have 710,000 people that is delivering on the promise of technology and human ingenuity every day. Imagine we are serving clients for more than 120 countries, and we embrace the power of change to create value and shared success for our clients, people, shareholders, partners, and communities. So earlier, most of you mentioned tech company, innovation, development, etc. That's partly correct. So like what I mentioned, we provide end-to-end services to our clients. So those that you mentioned earlier, that only falls under the technology business tower. But to give you an idea of how we operate here in Accenture, these are the different business areas that we focus on globally. So we can start. We have the strategy and consulting business area of Accenture, where these folks are the ones helping large clients or large leading organizations transform their businesses. They focus on C-suite concerns or issues with our leading organizations. And then when we go into the interactive business part of Accenture, these folks reimagine business by designing, building, communicating, and running meaningful experiences for their clients. So they enhance the user experience of our clients and their customers. And then when we go into the technology side, this is where the technology ecosystem works. These are your programmers, testers, software engineers, etc. All technologies are being run here in the technology business area of Accenture. We also have here our R&D or research and development, and also ventures. All right. So, and then on the last business area that we focus on is the operations. This is the BPO side of Accenture. So we run business processes in behalf of our clients. All right. So this is the end-to-end services that we offer to our clients or customers. So yes, you're correct. We are a technology company. That's one of what we do. But other than technology, we also provide strategy and consulting, interactive, and operation services. Okay, so I hope I've made myself clear and also give you an idea of how we run things here in Accenture. But zooming in into the Accenture Philippines blueprint, we are already operating here in the Philippines for more than 35 years. If I am correct, we are operating exactly 37 years this year. And we have more than 72,000 plus employees right now. And hopefully, with the 150 students joining us in this Zoom call right now, this magiging ano siya, 72,150 employees in the future. Okay? So we are championing in the innovation, the work we do. We do have a lot of facilities in the Philippines. So we have facilities in Manila, Cebu, and Ilocos. And we are also recognized as an industry leader and employer of choice. Okay? So talking about the Accenture in the Philippines, these are the three main business area that we focus on. We have advanced technology, intelligent operations, and strategy and consulting. So I'll breeze through these three quickly for your to give you an idea of how we do things here. So for advanced technology centers, this is a combination of interactive and technology business area. So we do have different capabilities such as intelligent platform services. So this refers to your SAP, Oracle, Workday, those kind of platform services. And then when you go into the intelligent software engineering services, this capability caters into AI, machine learning, data analytics, business intelligence. And then if you deep dive into the intelligent cloud and infrastructure services, this focuses into networks, network admin, and cloud and infrastructure. Okay, so those are the capabilities that we cater to in our advanced technology centers in the Philippines. And then when we go into the intelligent operation centers, this refers to the business process outsourcing part of Accenture. So we provide or we run business processes for our clients in these different cross-industry services. So we provide finance and accounting services, talent and HR, procurement, marketing, and also customer service. And then we do have a lot of clients, and these clients came from different industries. So we do have health, network, utilities, insurance, and software and platform. If you are talking about health industry, these are your hospitals and health institutions. If you're talking about network, these are your CMT, communications, media, and technology clients. We also cater to utilities industry, which covers your oil and gas companies, mining companies, those kind of utilities industry clients. And then for insurance, these are your banks, financial institutions. So those are the types of clients that we deal with in terms of our services here in Accenture. And then for strategy and consulting, these are the main capabilities that we cater into. We do have CMT, ICH, WPS, and even AI. All right. So with the work that we do, we were recognized by the different organizations around the world and even here in the Philippines. So we are championing innovation, sustainability, and people centricity in the work we do. So in 2019, we were recognized as Industry Champion of the Year by the Asia Corporate Excellence and Sustainability Awards. And yung pinaka-latest na award that we were recognized was Accenture ranking third as the best, as the Philippines best workplaces this year. So these are some of the recognitions that we were able to garner in the past years. All right. So aside from the work we do, we also make sure that our people are growing. We do not have products to sell here in Accenture, but our main asset is our people, and we make sure that they stay relevant, committed, and engaged in the organization. So how do we do that? With these different initiatives that we do have people engagement initiatives, we do have collaboration initiatives, making sure that all of our people are collaborating with each other. We also have health and wellness initiatives, making sure that our people stay healthy and engaged with their roles. We also invest a lot of money in terms of learning, whether it's technical training or soft skill trainings. We do have a lot of investment in those kind of trainings. And then we highly promote diversity, not just for gender equality, but diversity in terms of accepting and giving opportunities for different people in coming from different walks in life. And we also provide corporate citizenship initiatives just to give back to the community and to the people outside of our organization. So the numbers you are seeing below are some of the numbers corresponding how committed we are in promoting diversity. So right now we 54 more than 54% of our workforce is composed of women, and then we do have 25,000 plus LGBTQ plus allies, and 3.4% of our employees are self-declared PWDs. Goes to show how committed we are promoting diversity in the workplace. All right. So aside from keeping our people growing and the work we do, we also make sure to give back to our community by our lifting the community initiatives. So we provide these different activities like the Hour of Code and Coder Dojo, wherein we teach students at grade school level, even high school, on basic coding for free. And then during the pandemic, as we all know, we provide COVID-19 response. We also promote Skills to Succeed Academy. So this is a free online learning modules that is available for everyone, not just Accenture employees, even out of school youth, anyone who has access into internet. You can go to s2s.ph, s2sacademy.ph rather, and you can try these online learning modules, whether for how to ace their interview, soft skill training such as creating a better resume, etc. You can access this one on your free time, and it's all for free, offered by Accenture. And then we do have Program the Future. So this is a innovation. This is an innovation challenge or competition for all students from different universities in the Philippines, and there are a lot of cash prizes to be given away, and it's all for free. And also we provide we also give back to our environment by our through our environmental efforts. So we're not just focusing on work, but we also make sure to give back to our community. All right. So I think this will be my last slide, just to give you a high level idea of what we can offer for our potential employees. So we provide competitive package, upskilling and work arrangement, health benefits, and standard leave benefits, as well as expanded parental leaves for our employees. So I think that would be it. And I hope I've give you a thing or two about who we are and how we do things here in Accenture. And I'll give you back to Frank for the next session. Thank you.
All right, Jay, thank you for that. And that's how you introduce Accenture. And actually, Accenture is really the best firm, if you're going to ask me. And well, anyways, let me now introduce or proceed to the next speaker. She is one of our she's also with Accenture for quite some time now. Her name is Miss Vafen Hapia. Not sure if I pronounced it right though, but yeah, that's how I wrote it. Anyway, so just a quick description of her. So as a DevOps engineer, Vafen has worked on several implementations, assessments, and architecture with clients in industries such as health, energy, and retail, spanning from web development, microservices, and cloud services implementation, and administration such as AWS and Azure. Wow. Now, she holds certifications in technology architecture under Accenture's MTA program, Kubernetes administration, and AWS SysOps that is administration. So she's also one of the selected resources to participate in Accenture AIM leadership program, and is expected to earn her postgraduate diploma in this coming August. Congratulations to you in advance, Ms. Vafen. Anyway, so yeah, let me go ahead and proceed, Ms. Vafen, whenever you're ready.
Hi, all right. Were you able to hear me or see me? I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
All right, perfect. Okay. Let me just share my screen. I'm noob at Zoom, so please bear with me. Let me share my screen now. Please let me know if you can see it on presentation mode. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it right now.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay. How can I minimize this? Oh my gosh, one moment. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Okay. I'm sorry about that. One moment, please. Oh, okay. So, pwede palang nasa baba yung Zoom. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. So, all right. So, let's move on. Thank you, Frank. Is it Frank? I'm sorry, I didn't catch her name. And Jay for the introduction and for Accenture's introduction. So, hello, LSPU. Good afternoon. So, before we start, I understand that everyone in this meeting room is a graduating student of either ComSci or IT, right? So I'm assuming majority here is familiar or expert in at least one of programming language. So can I get a show of hands, or either an emoji, or just type in the chat box if what language are you familiar or you're expert in? Can I see it? Java, okay. Sabi ni Albert. Guys, wag kayong mahiya. I'm expecting for this session to be collaborative, and you guys are really participating. So, okay. So, I'm seeing answers on the chat box. Java, C#, JavaScript, C#. Food is my language. Ren, why are you here? Okay, whatever. Okay, C#, and then Java, Python. Okay, perfect. Okay, so moving on. Thank you for your answer. Ren, ito ba si Ren ng Accenture? Anyway, but I'm just assuming. Anyway, okay. All right. So, okay. So let's skip this. You already know me. So for our agenda, we'll start describing what are the common delivery challenges in software development lifecycle. Describe what Devops is. How is it different to traditional IT? What are its benefits, life cycle, and available Devops tools? So during our discussion, in case you have any questions, you may park that in the meantime, and we'll try to answer that on the end of our session, okay? All right. Okay, so let's start on the common delivery challenges. So, I'm sorry. How can I minimize this? I'm so having trouble in Zoom. Okay, all right. Okay, so now let's run through the common challenges in the delivery that the DevOps was able to address. So first is the code. How can we maintain our code? So sige nga guys, you mentioned that you are already expert or familiar in one programming languages. So for example, saan nyo sinasave yung mga codes nyo? Is it, are you saving it on your local? Or do you have some type of repository? Are you using GitHub? Can I see someone answer on the chat? OneDrive, okay. GitHub, okay. All right. So, I think you guys are already familiar on the GitHub, and other repository. So thanks, Lurgino and Carl for that answer. So yeah, first, of course, is the code. So saan usually sa isang organization or sa isang project, kailangan meron tayong repository ng codes. Kasi what if there are multiple resources and developers that are working on a specific project, and of course, hindi naman pwede na sa local lang nila yun isa-save. Kailangan merong one specific or one repository na pinagsisavean ng isang project sa lahat ng mga code changes nila, right? So, secondly, given that we already have a central repo and every developer has access to it, who will build it? Like, should I run my build on the local? Third, after I build my code, should I always contact the testing team to know if there are bugs and vulnerabilities on my code? Meron bang way para makita ko yun kaagad at ma-fix ko kaagad in real time after I build it? And then, given that it will be done manually, the testing, I mean, there's 100% chance that there might be a human error. Next, can we also automate the deployment process? I mean, I have my era in my younger years here in Accenture before I knew DevOps, that I have this project where we're able to deploy codes, and it really took hours, even days in case we have issues. Manually, we're doing the deployment manually. So meron bang way to automate those things? I mean, the deployment. Next is the release. So if you're familiar, guys, on for example, like your banks notified you that they have system maintenance, or even telcos, they notified us like they're going to be down having system maintenance, and then after a while you've noticed that there's something new already on their website. That doesn't happen often, right? I mean, kung meron man, I mean, paano nila ginagawa yung release? Paano sila nagre-release every single occasion? Lastly, after the code has been released, how can we operate it? And what if there's an issue and we need to do a bug fix? Do we really need to have to do the tedious life cycle again, from building, from the code, building, testing manually, etc.? So yun. Next, with those challenges we've mentioned in our previous slides, let's talk about what DevOps is and what it can offer in our software development lifecycle. It depends on who you ask, actually, what is DevOps. It is notoriously difficult, even controversial to define. Some might say it's a project management, which is the application of process methods, knowledge, skills, and experience to achieve the project's goal. Some might say that DevOps is agile, like people communicating, working together, and rapidly producing things. Some might say it's a continuous delivery. That's a set of practice that automates all of the process, almost everything. I mean, on the delivery process. I mean, they were able to. I'm sorry about my dog. But yeah, so there are so many answers that we can highlight, and all of them are probably correct. So, but now, let's cut to the chase. When there's an elephant in the room, introduce them. So, is DevOps an elephant? Of course not. Certainly not literally and figuratively. Instead, in this analogy about people investigating the elephant, oh my gosh, my screen. So about this analogy with people investigating the elephant's different parts, I postulate this as which I think it's an absurd example, that the DevOps is the contract agreed to, like whether verbally, in ink, in code, etc., by these individuals to set out using their skills and expertise and to try understand what this big thing is. Additionally, it should includes the fact that everyone knows, whether by a meeting in which they were all told to, or a bulletin board, or in Jira board, which a task has been tagged to them, or some other means of knowledge transfer, that any one of them that on this far left, they were able to identify this big thing using their they were able to identify it using this man that's holding a stethoscope on the super far left, which can do the hearing. If it can bark, it can meow, something like that. It's kind of corny, but yeah. Okay. But as for me, mas have yung sinabi ni Gartner dito sa isang quote. DevOps implementation utilizes technology, especially automation tools that can leverage an increasingly programmable and dynamic infrastructure form of a life cycle perspective. And as an IT professional, this is our point of view. It's like a pyramid. Char. The baseline will always be the values here in the bottom part. How we can optimize the full life cycle, how to get continuous feedback from the stakeholders, what is our determination in delivery. And then here comes the processes. From the values that we've mentioned here on the base, let's create a concrete process that helps us embody those values. Lastly, on top, the tools that support and enables our processes and values. Now let's look at DevOps more closely and check how is it different from the traditional development lifecycle. Traditional IT test late in the process. They have big teams for each department. They have lesser source control and deliver big releases, which makes no room for experimenting or making mistakes. If I can just share also my experience, what I have mentioned earlier, during my younger years here in Accenture, our team was called sorry, the deployment team. We're like at least I think 7 or 8, not greater than 10, but around something like that. We used to deploy codes given by the developers na naka-build and package na, meaning naka .jar, .war, .er files na dumadating sa amin yung i-deploy na packages. There's a different person assigned per each environment, whether it's CRM, billing, integration, portal, etc. And if we have our major releases, literally 12 to 24 hours at least, daming ginagawa yung deployment just to, the deployment process, the validation, the testing, including all of those 12 to 24 hours, I swear. Like, we're doing that every Sunday and it's taking us so much time na super overtime. But when I was assigned in a DevOps project, we were just like two resources in the project, and we were able to deploy every part of the factory already, whether it's on supply chain, integration, custom dev, etc. And the deployment process, it will just only take 5 to 10 minutes per release. Imagine the time that you can save for those processes na pwede naman pala ma-automate. Like, makakapag, dilig, walis-walis, ganyan, di ba? So, ang daming time na nasasayang na pwede naman palang i-automate yung mga bagay-bagay. So, while traditional IT, it has just some automation. DevOps can literally automate almost everything in the on the pipeline. It was able to integrate the build, the test, and deploy processes. So team can experiment frequently without regret because they have such ample time na walang hassle. So how can we shift from our traditional development culture and move forward in DevOps? So number one is to shift our culture from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You will never know, you will never grow in your career if you have a fixed mindset. Diba? Like, ito yung process namin. Mahirap kapag ka nabago. So, you have to be innovative as well. Remember, our industry is fast-paced. Ngayon, matutulog ka, bukas may bago ng technology ulit. You have to be aware of those technologies. Kung hindi, mapag-iiwanan ka. And we don't want that. You also have to break the barrier between teams. Like, ay, developer ako, developers lang kakausapin ko. Manigas kayong mga nagtetest dyan. Bug yan, ganon. You have to be collaborative. Yun. In the end, you guys have, one specific goal, which is to deliver, diba? Second is the people. You have to train your resources and expose them to other skills so they can be cross-functional. Are you familiar, guys, with the IT-shaped people? Like I, as in I and letter T. So I people means these people are expert on this one specific skill only. This one is a generalist, like jack of all trades, master of none. You have a wide range of knowledge in everything, but you're not an expert on either of those. And then whereas the T-shape naman is a combination of both. Like, you have the specific skill that you're an expert, and then you also know about you are aware of others' technology as well. So as you move forward in your career, I hope you remember this conversation of ours, and that you aspire as well to be a T. So next, you have to improve your processes. So from a linear standpoint in waterfall to an iterative and faster process of agile. Lastly is the technology. So from the manual work of testing, deployment, and provisioning, we should be able to move forward towards automation. Instead of using legacy tools, how about we use modern engineering such as containers, cloud, and loosely coupled architecture, and make most of the continuous integration and continuous delivery, diba? Now, after what we have discussed in the earlier slide, ano nga bang major benefits nitong pinagsasabi nitong babae na ito? First, of course, one of the benefits in DevOps, as I've cited on my example earlier, dun pa lang sa deployment process, wherein we're taking a day versus almost 5 to 10 minutes of your time, diba? First is, of course, the speed. Since we're able to automate almost everything in the development life cycle, we can innovate for customer faster. We can adapt to changing markets better and grow more efficiently at a business result. Imagine what you can do in your spare time, di ba nga? Since you were able to finish your task ahead of time. Next, we have increased the frequency and pace of releases. We can deliver rapidly, gaya pa din nung sinabi ko kanina. So after matapos na nung deployment, so ayan, pwede nyo nang pwede nang ma-validate yung mga yung deployment process, pwede nang magamit ng mga users and customers, di ba? The quicker you can release new features and fix bugs, the faster you can respond to your customers' needs. The reliability will be high since we will minimize human error in manual work. We can use practices like continuous integration and delivery to test that each code changes is functional and safe. We're also able to operate and manage our infrastructure and development processes at scale. We can also build effective team under DevOps cultural model. So developers and operation teams can collaborate closely. This reduces inefficiencies and save time sa pag-hand over ng mga bagay-bagay. Like, saan nga ba na-deploy to, na-test na ba to, nagpas na dapat tayo sa user acceptance, mga ganon. So lastly, is the security it can offer. So by using infrastructure as code and policy as code, we can define and track compliance at scale. Devops too has its own life cycle. It is actually deep integration between development and operation. Understanding DevOps concept is not possible without knowing its DevOps life cycle. So the first one is continuous development. It involves the planning and coding of the software. The vision of the project is decided during this planning phase after the developers begin developing the code for the application. Next is the continuous integration. This actually is this is the heart of the entire DevOps life cycle. This is the practice in which the developers requires to commit the changes to the source code, building code, building and testing. I'm sorry. One moment. Sorry about that noise. So, mabalik ako. So, continuous integration is actually the heart of entire DevOps life cycle. This is the practice in which the developers require to commit changes to the source code more frequently. And also, building code is not only involved in compilation, but it also includes unit testing, integration testing, code review, and also the packaging. Next is continuous testing. So this phase naman, where the developed software is continuously testing for bugs. For constant testing and automation tools, we use JUnit, TestNG, Selenium, etc. I'm not sure where is my, there you go. Okay. Next is continuous monitoring. So this is the phase naman that involves all of the operational factors of the entire DevOps process. Where important information about the use of the software is recorded and carefully processed to find out the trends and identify problem area. Usually the monitoring is integrated with the operational capabilities of the software application. Next is continuous feedback. Since the development and operation teams are collaboratively working, they can provide feedback in real time. So pag may nakita si operations na, uy, parang hindi, parang medyo bumagal yung website natin nung ni-roll out natin itong version ng code na ito. So, ganun. So, sasabihin naman developer, ay, ready. So, let's check, ganyan. So, continuous feedback. Next is continuous deployment. So in this phase naman, all successful tests is deployed already in the production environment and be visible to the customers. Lastly would be the continuous operations. It is clear from the discussion that continuity is the critical factor in the DevOps in removing steps that often distract the development. So with DevOps, we can make any software product more efficient and increase the overall count of interested customers in your product. So this one naman are the Devops tools. So like in chemistry, we have periodic table of elements, diba? So in DevOps, we do also have periodic table of tools, whether it is being used in deployment, configuration management, cloud services, or provisioning, it's in here, like Amazon, AWS, Azure, GCP. For building naman, we have Maven, Gradle, yon, yung mga ganon. So, yon, I think we're already done on the first part of our discussion. After the break, we'll discuss naman what is CICD, and I will show you some of the tools we have used in a DevOps project. So, I think we have a 5-minute break, if I'm not mistaken. Jay, tama ba?
Yep, we'll be having 5-minute break first.
All right. Okay, so see you guys later. after 5 minutes. Okay? Thank you. CR break muna kayo, guys. Tapos, chat nyo ako dito kapag nakabalik na kayo, ha, guys. I want to see your chat. I want to see everyone in the chat if possible.
Everyone, you can also start thinking about your questions to Vapen para later sa Q&A natin. You can type in sa chat box natin so that we can consolidate all your questions to Vapen and she'll be addressing it later on. Okay?
Ayan, perfect.
So, all right. So we'll be back by 2:54 to be exact. Okay?
Okay, thanks, Jay.
Accenture, the home of many technologies, gives you the chance to grow and advance in an innovative environment where experiences are endless and learning is limitless. Through Accenture student programs, get a feel for Accenture's boundaryless learning career opportunities. Wide range of capabilities and technology from A to Z. Be knowledgeable. Stay ahead in the tech industry with the latest and greatest with Accenture Technology Academy. Be skilled. Learn from industry experts, market leaders, and innovators with Student Leadership Conference. Be involved. Develop inclusive, responsible, and sustainable solutions to complex business and societal challenges with Accenture's Program the Future. Be proficient. Learn the latest tech practices and tools from industry experts and tech leaders with Campus Tech Explorer and become future innovators. Be a tech expert. Harness your capabilities by creating solutions to different business and societal problems using the latest tech innovations at Accenture Internship Program. With Accenture student programs, be part of a culture that provides you with every opportunity possible. With deep industry expertise, Accenture molds our future tech leaders and innovators. Get started on your tech adventure today.
It made me feel comfortable knowing that the place I was joining was somewhere where I could continue to learn, grow, and question.
Whether you start in technology, operations, strategy and consulting, or interactive, you can continuously learn and grow your skills to follow your purpose.
Everyone is willing to share their knowledge, share their expertise to help you grow, which I feel like is quite unique about Accenture.
Every day, all over the world, our people are delivering on the promise of human ingenuity combined with technology to solve some of the world's biggest challenges.
I'm in project dealing with air cargo, tracing production of carbon dioxide.
So I was using geospatial data to help the smallholder farmers in East Africa.
I was working for this children's charity and we delivered a manifesto for a new humanitarian fund.
I'm working on a project where we are implementing patient-first solutions to improve healthcare in Singapore.
I'm contributing to the UK reach its goal of net zero by 2050. And for me, that's a really strong driving force in my day job.
We're all about giving our people boundaryless career opportunities.
Cool thing that Accenture really promotes is building your career like however you want it to be.
You can essentially learn anything, I think, in Accenture.
We're more than 640,000 unique people innovating together. And we know the best ideas happen when everyone is included and all voices are heard.
I realized the culture is probably one of the biggest things for me.
I'm really glad that I'm a part of this big Accenture family.
Now is your time to make real, lasting, impactful change in your life and in the lives of others. Come and join us and match your career with your passions.
All right. Are you guys back already? Hello, hello.
I think we can resume, Weapon.
Okay. All right. Let me again share my screen. Okay. Thanks, Janeline, for answering. Nakabalik na daw siya. Okay. How can I share this again? Okay. All right. Okay. Let me know, please, if you can see my screen now. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, yes po daw. Okay, thank you for confirming, guys. So, before we resume, let's laro muna tayo ng game. So, please open up your browsers to menti.com and type in this code 50269816 or hit on this URL. We'll just have a quick assessment of what we have discussed earlier kung nakinig nga talaga kayo. Sorry. But the winners of this, the top 3 of the winners will be having, kala mo naman talaga, ang mahal-mahal. No? I'll grant the top 3 winners dito sa ating menti ng coffee. Coffee lang. Okay. Let me present nga. Let me know if nandiyan na ba kayo? Oh my gosh, paano ito? Ito iuusad. Ayan, okay. Ayan. So we have, I think, at least 100 plus na audience dito sa ating Zoom meeting. So right now, we still have 24. So, konting may pa. Okay. Naririnig niyo din ba yung background music niya? Dinig ba, Jay? Hindi.
Hindi.
Hindi. Okay. Sige, anyway, hindi naman importante yung background music niya. Let's go, guys. 1 minute more. Let's wait for the others. Go to menti.com and use the code 50269816. And then we'll start. Okay. Okay, I think we can start. So, meron pa bang hahabol? Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll be starting. All right. So first question, which of the following is not part of the benefits of the DevOps? This is based dun sa diniscuss natin kanina. Is it speed, security, culture, or scale? Time's up. The answer is culture. All right. Majority naman yung nakakuha ng sagot. Perfect. Let's see. Sinong nangunguna? So we have Eroles, Elmar, and Andrew. In case, guys, that you will be the winner, please let me know your, so dito tayo mag-usap sa chat. Kung pwede kayong maiwan later just to give me your details. So that will be helpful. So next question. This will just be 3 questions, I guess. Next question. Who said the following lines? DevOps emphasizes people and culture and seeks to improve collaboration between operations and development teams. Is it Gartner, Norter, Goter, or Gartner? Time's up. Correct answer is Gartner. Okay. Na ano kayo dun sa Gartner, no? Okay. But I'm happy na majority is nakakakuha ng correct answer. Let's see who's on our leaderboard now. Kung natanggal ba yung 3. Okay, so I think bago ba tong si JR? Parang bago siya. So si Elmar, Andrew, and JR na yung top 3 ngayon. Next question. This will be the final question, guys. Next, go, go, go. DevOps stands for, is it development operations, development of environment vulnerability and online product store? Is it developing operability? What does DevOps stands for? All right. Okay. So majority naman is nakakuha ng answer. The correct answer is development operations. And ating winners are dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh, top 1 na si JR, followed by K and Elmar. Okay, congratulations JR, K, and Elmar. So screenshot ko lang to just to have meron akong basis. But if you can guys maiwan kayo later and give me your details on how can I send you your coffee prize, let me know. Okay, okay. Alrighty. Thank you everyone for that game. Okay, let's move on. Thank you, Jay. All right. Thanks. So moving on, let me just share again my screen. So next na tayo dito. So now we'll discuss what is CICD. Okay, gilid ko lang ulit tong mga chat box and everything. So okay, moving on. Let's now discuss what CICD na kanina pa natin binabanggit sa part ng DevOps. Okay? So before we start, here's our other agenda for our second part of the program. So let's outline what's the difference for continuous delivery and continuous deployment, elements of a CICD pipeline, Cicd Use Case. Then I'll give a short demonstration on how we can use these tools sa ating delivery life cycle. Okay? So first, what is CI/CD nga ba? So earlier we have differentiate the DevOps life cycle dun sa DevOps topic natin. So now we would want to just focus on CI and CD. So CI/CD is a way of developing software in which you're able to release updates at any time in a sustainable way. So when changing code is a routine, development cycles are more frequent and meaningful. So I see that CI/CD pipeline helps you automate steps in your software delivery process, such as initiating code builds, running automated tests, and deploying or to a staging production environment. So automated pipelines remove manual errors na ginagawa pag tao yung kumikilo. So it also provides standardized development feedback loops and enable fast product iteration. So the logo on the lower left perfectly defines the DevOps process. So it is an infinite loop of the software development life cycle that can be automated using the help of our tool. So if you could notice on the infinite icon, so we have there the plan, the code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, and monitor, and then the plan again. So from the beginning. So sa umpisa pa lang, sa planning sessions pa lang, up to the monitoring, we have tools available for to automate everything inside the life cycle. So later on, I'll also give you some of the tools na pwede nating magamit during those life cycles. Okay? Now let's talk about continuous integration or CI. So as mentioned earlier, CI is a development practice that requires developers to integrate code into a shared repository. Each check-ins then verified by an automated build, allowing the teams to detect problems early. So gaya nga na sinabi ko kanina, kung sakali ba na sa local sila nagbi-build, paano malalaman ng teammate ko na ay nag-fail yung build ko? Paano ko makaka-help sa pagtulong or pag-fix ng issue mo dyan sa build if dyan ka nag-work sa local, right? So continuous integration consists of the 4 phases: plan, code, build, and test. The primary purpose of CI is to enable early detection of integration bugs, which result in tighter cohesion and more development collaboration. Continuous integration is a prerequisite as well for CI/CD and requires developers to merge their changes to the main code branch. And then for each code merge to trigger an automated code build and test sequence. So pagka push mo ng codes sa repository, for example, we're using GitHub, pagka push mo ng code sa GitHub, it will trigger for example, we're using Jenkins, where it will trigger a Jenkins pipeline na magti-trigger na kaagad-agad without doing any manual work ng pag-build and deploy, pag-build and test. So, yon. So, the job of continuous integration is to produce an artifact that can be deployed, either a jar, a war, an ear, or just a zip, anything. So, the role of this automated test in CI is to verify naman that the artifact for the given version of the code is safe to be deployed. So, later we will try to implement a Cicd using GitHub and Jenkins. But basically, what we're using to do those tests, to do the test if that version of a code is safe to be deployed, we're using Sonar Cube analysis, as what we can see here. So yeah, bakit mayroong G na line? Anyway, is it just on? Okay, anyway, yeah, this is a sample. What I'm showing is a sample pipeline, a Jenkins pipeline of the stages. So first, that commit ID was triggered by the commit on, for example, GitHub, and then Jenkins will do the compilation and packages. Next, it will do a static code analysis using the Sonar Cube. If it will check Sonar Cube, we're using Sonar Cube to do the continuous inspection of code quality, to perform automatic reviews with it will let us know if may bug dun sa code mo, if may vulnerabilities, if may ano pa ba yung sinasabing report sa Sonar, mga technical debt ratio, yung mga ganon. So yung mga ganon yung ginagawa sa CI. So ang example, kagaya nung sinasabi ko kanina, ang gagamitin natin for this demonstration is Jenkins. So Jenkins is an open source automation server which enables us developers to reliably build, test, and deploy our softwares sa kahit saang environment. So, dun sa mga nagsabi kanina, diba, you have Java or C# na skills or expertise. Ano yung ginagamit nyo na pang-build dun sa inyong code? Is it Maven, Gradle? What are you using? Can I see on the chat box dun sa mga answer kanina? Is it possible? What are your ano yung ang ginagamit yung tool pang build ng inyong code? Diyan pa ba kayo, guys? NetBeans po sa Java. Okay, thanks, Errol. Hindi ako familiar sa NetBeans, but basically for Java, I'm using Maven or Gradle. Visual Studio sa C#. Okay. Thanks, Jonas, for your answer. So, yon, yung mga ganon. So, Jenkins can automate those build process in the pipeline. Also, for unit testing, as what I've mentioned earlier, we can use JUnit or NUnit. Ano pa ba? Sample also is Selenium, if you're also familiar. Open source din siya and can do automated testing for web application across different browsers and platforms. Next naman is continuous delivery. So, in the practice of continuous delivery naman, code changes are also continuously deployed. It minimizes the friction points that are inherent in the deployment or release processes. So, mayroon naman tayong ding 4 phases na involved kay continuous delivery. So, the implementation involves automating each of the steps for build deployment such that the code is safe to release in the production environment. So, next, sample naman ng mga CD tools. So, this is the sample pipeline for CD. So, if you guys are familiar on the deployment environments na, sige, let me give you also an overview on different deployment environment. So, we for example, there's a project na meron silang dev environment, meron silang UAT environment, merong perf environment, and then non-prod environment, and then directly to production. So, yung mga sinabi ko na dev, perf, and UAT, those are all development environments. So, pwede yung mga developers pwedeng maglaro doon ng, hindi naman maglaro, pero mag-push ng codes nila doon and test kung working ba properly. After kapag done ng mga rigorous testing and nakapasa sa user acceptance test, and then pwede nang promote yung code natin to either to non-prod. So basically, non-prod is just a mock server of the production server, wherein meron silang dapat non-prod and production has the same data. Like in case usually some other projects are using non-prod environment to pagka nagkakaroon sila ng downtime sa production, then they're going to scale yung non-prod to use that database naman, for example, in a simple project. And then, here comes the production, yung production environment, yun na yung visible kay users, kay customers, so yung mga ganon. So, if familiar kayo, alam ko may mga banks and websites na parang, hindi ko sure kung familiar kayo or nakikita nyo siyang meme, pero parang sinasabi na, oh, yeah, parang sinasabi nila, oh yan, kasi nagte-testing sa production. Yung mga ganon, nakakakita na ba kayo ng ganon? So, parang ang nangyayari, parang namamali sila ng deploy, and, which is dapat nasa testing environment pa lang, pero na-deploy na nila sa prod. So, parang ganon. So, kaya nagiging visible sa ating mga users yung mga tinetest nila. So, ganon. I'm not sure if nagigets nyo ako or nagiging somehow nakakatch nyo yung idea, pero ganun siya nag-work. Okay? So, next, sample continuous delivery tools. Ito nga. So, we still have Jenkins as well. Actually, Jenkins is primarily the orchestrator of everything. Siya yung yun nga, orchestrator ng mga different tools, either yung GitHub, Bitbucket, or SonarQube for static code analysis, and then Nexus for the Artifactory, etc. And siya na din yung magperform ng actual deployment sa ating mga servers. Okay? But we can also have different tools that we can use, such as Ansible to deploy. Ansible is also an open source tool. Pwede siyang configuration management as well, and nag-run siya on Unix-like systems. Kaya, but I think meron din, pwede rin siya sa Microsoft Windows machine. But I'm using Mac, and I can easily deploy using Ansible. So anyway, we also do have Chef. Chef is also almost the same as Ansible, but I think Ansible ngayon is yung mas bagong technology, but it does the same configuration management din. Pero written naman si Chef in Ruby and Erlang. So we do have also monitoring tools. For example, yung mga ELK. ELK stands for Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. So later, I think I have summary of the tools that everyone can use, which is an open source. Kung gusto nyo mag-explore pa for DevOps. Next, ito na pala yun. So ito na pala yung sinasabi ko na tools. Hello? I'm sorry, I think I'm hearing someone. Okay. So, ayan. So, ito pala yung sinasabi ko na tools. Next stage na pala ako. So, ayan. Ito nga yung sinasabi ko kanina na infinite loop. And then, every phase of this life cycle, we can use each tools. Like, for example, ito nga, we can use Jira in planning. If you're familiar in Jira, it's like a ticketing tool wherein we can track the bugs, we can assign tasks sa mga resources natin, and then yon, mga ganon. Next in code, we have Visual Studio Code, Anypoint Studio, Spring Tool Suite, and also Bitbucket and Git. So if you guys are pushing your codes into the GitHub, I know I'm sure that you guys are also familiar in Git. So it's like a source code management, which helps us in the versioning of codes, as well as pushing our codes into the remote repository, such as GitHub and Bitbucket. Okay. Next naman is the build. So we have Maven, gaya nga sinabi ko kanina, Angular CLI, either Gradle. I'm using, gaya na sabi ko kanina, I'm using Maven and Gradle to build and compile my packages for Java codes. And then we do also have JUnit and NUnit to test for the automated testing. So we also do have Jacoco and Sonar Cube. Jacoco stands for Java code coverage. So depends on the unit testing, it will display as what will be the coverage. I mean, if it passes the quality gate in the Sonar Cube, meaning okay, meaning kung okay, nawala ako. So, depende kung maipapasa niya yung coverage and quality gate dun sa Sonar Cube. So, yun, ganon. So, different projects has different standard of quality gate in Sonar Cube. Sometimes, for others na hindi masyado mahigpit, they just have 50% coverage, wherein they can tolerate bugs such as, for example, 10 lines of bugs and 40 vulnerabilities. Some projects naman have strict code quality gate, wherein they only wanted to pass just 0 bugs and 10 vulnerabilities. So parang ganun. What I'm saying on quality gate is that it's part of the Sonar Cube, and it depends on the project how they wanted to maintain their code. I mean, maintain their code and standardize their code as well. So quality gate is just like quality gate is just, okay, may gumagalaw pala sa screen. No? Pwede pala yung sa Zoom. Okay, ang amazing. So, Teams kasi ako lagi. Na-distract ako. Okay, I'm sorry. So, yun nga. Sinasabi ko, si quality gate is like yung normal na gate. So, for example, ikaw, wala kang ID, hindi ka papapasukin sa gate. Something like that. Or hindi ka kompleto ng uniform. Kulang yung medyas mo. So, parang ganon. So, hindi ka pwedeng papasukin sa gate. I mean, during my times sa school. Nung high school naman. Okay. So next is release. As I mentioned earlier, Jenkins is the whole orchestrator of the build, the code build, test, release, and deploy. So we just do it here in the middle. But basically for the release, we're using Nexus Artifactory, wherein we're storing all of our artifacts, whether it's in jar, war, EAR, zip, whatever format, we can all store those artifacts in the Nexus Artifactory. These tools are all open source, except for the ones that are enterprise na kailangan nating bilhin. But basically, you can build your own Devops pipeline just in your local machine. So next is monitor. So yun nga, gaya na sinasabi ko kanina, we can monitor after we have deploy and release those packages na dineploy natin. And then we can know if nagfa-function ba siya ng maayos, etc. Ganyan. Okay? So next is the Cicd Use Case. I think this is just an additional of what I have we discussed on the previous slide. So Jenkins is just an automation server. It has over 2,000 plugins for various development, testing, and deployment technologies. So it gives us a UI wherein you can get the 360-degree view of the entire software delivery lifecycle. Okay, so this is just a sample blueprint of for Java. So let me just give you a glimpse of what's happening on this pipeline. So the first step is like gaya nga na sinabi ko kanina, di ba? Parang ito. So itong infinite loop na to, nire-reflect niya itong Cicd use case natin. So for example, Jira will, for example, at the beginning of the project, the stakeholders needs to identify ano yung goal natin for this sprint. Like, kailangan ba nating mag-build ng UI? Like, for example, ito yung makikita sa page, something like that. And then, after ma-establish na ng team kung ano yung kailangang i-plan, we're going to create user stories on the Jira. I mean, user stories is just like the tasks in layman's term. So mag-create tayo ng tasks in Jira wherein we have to identify resources that we can assign those tasks. Kung merong magaling sa atin sa either Spring Boot, sa Angular, Node.js, we're going to assign into the members of our team. And then once we've identified, we're going now to start the sprint. And then from sprint 1, the dev team will start the coding processes na, will do the code changes and then push it into the remote repository, either on GitHub, Bitbucket, or GitLab, on any remote repository. Then they'll be using Git to push that changes, and then after they have pushed the changes, Jenkins will then automate it will trigger the checkout. It will trigger the checkout from the remote repository, do the static code analysis using SonarQube, and then the test team will check whether they have to validate the results. O, pumasa ba ito? Ganyan. But we also, as I've mentioned earlier, SonarQube does also have quality gate wherein it already senses kapag hindi ka pumasa dun sa project standards, like for example 50% code coverage dapat ang maipasa mo, dapat wala kang zero bugs, dapat walang vulnerabilities na check during static code analysis. If hindi ka nakapasa, automatically stop yun ni Jenkins, and then validate the test, log defect on Jira, i-assign na naman sa dev team, and then fix ni dev team yung bug, and then do the pushing again on the remote repository. Once na na-fix na, for example, okay na, nag-pass na siya sa kay quality gate ni SonarQube, we'll do the functional testing using Selenium, and then after that, we'll have to archive the artifacts para meron din tayong copy nung code na i-deploy natin. And then one moment, let me just pause on Nexus. We also use this specific stage. This Nexus specific stage is actually important. Like for example, we have built a sample code. Like in one of my projects, let me also share. Like for example, we sometimes the development environment, not actually sometimes, but more often than not, development environment is actually so much different than the production environment. So pag may chances na kapag ka dineploy mo sa dev environment, okay, looking good, pasado, ganyan, chenes. Pagka na-deploy mo na siya sa prod, parang nag-iiba yung function, yung behavior niya. No? For example, yung web natin, yung isang web app, parang nag-iiba yung behavior. Parang hindi naman ganito dapat to. So, what's good about Nexus is we will be having another copy of the previous stable version of our code in production and then redeploy it using Jenkins. So, yun, ganon. Yun ang sample use case ni Cicd. I'm not sure if you really catch it, but basically yun yung ganon yung situation. So sa sample use case natin for Java. Okay? Next, the actual demo na. Okay. Pagod ako magchika. Teka lang. Okay. Pwedeng uminom ng tubig. In case guys, meron kayo questions, pwede nyo na siyang i-type sa chat box, tapos run through na natin habang nagpe-prepare din ako sa demo, okay? So, yung demo na ginawa natin ngayon is very simple lang. I've actually done this last night lang. So, I was able to bakit ayaw? I was able to install Jenkins on my local Mac. Wait lang. But in case you have questions, guys, let me know already. Okay. So. Okay. So, all right. So for our demo, right now what we're going to do is to do a mock, simple build, test, and deploy on my local using Jenkins and GitHub. Yeah. So I have pre-installed Jenkins already on my MacBook and sample code using my GitHub account. Let me just refresh this one. Nadidistract ako dun sa kulay green na to. Ano ba naman to? Sorry. Arte yan. Okay. Sige. So, this is my sample code on GitHub. I've already cloned this into my local. Let's just sign in here in Jenkins. So now our goal is to run a Java application in a Tomcat container using Jenkins and Docker. So if you're not familiar on Docker, Docker is just a set of platform as a service and products that use OS level virtualization to deliver software packages called containers. So what the script will do is it will pull a Tomcat image in the Docker Hub, start it on port 8085, and run the application that we have on our repository. Pwede ko bang iusad to? Kasi ano ako. Okay. Paano to? No. Okay. We're already on top of the hour. So, magmamadali na ako. So, okay. One moment. Ay, nawala ako. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, asaan na ako? Okay. So, what I'm going to do is show you just my terminal. One moment. Let me just clear this and clear again. Okay. Nadidistract talaga ako sa green na line and yellow. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform Docker PS. Docker PS is just, it will just check if there's any container that's running on my local. Okay. Tapos, later, after the build and deploy natin, and the expectation is, tawag mo dito, meron nang magra-run na container sa aking local machine. Okay, so Docker PS again. So, wala. Okay, so let me go back to Jenkins. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to create a simple pipeline called LSPU demo. Okay, again. So, I'm going to create a sample pipeline. Okay. Tagal. Okay. So, nasaan ang aking code? So, I have cloned, as I've mentioned earlier, I've already cloned this on my local and I'll just copy what I've put on the Jenkins file. Okay. So, pipeline script. Nasaan ang aking code? Here. Jenkins file. Okay. And then paste this. And then save. Okay. So, let's just check. So, as mentioned earlier, di ba? Itong Docker PS ko na command, wala siyang nire-return na any running container, any running Tomcat container specifically. But assuming once I build the code here on my Jenkins local, it will run a Tomcat container in port 8085 and display our Java application, web application. Okay, let's also just check. I think, that's 8085, hello. So, wala tayong nakikita ngayon. Okay? So now, I will trigger the job and then let's see what will happen. So now, what it's going to do is it's doing the build. it already checked out the code on my GitHub account actually, and then right now it already deployed that specific Java web app on my local machine. Okay, so the expectation when I perform Docker PS again here, we can see a Tomcat container. So here it is na nga. So may running na tayong Tomcat container here in my local, and then when we try to access the local host 8085, we can already see our web app, diba? Okay, so very simple demonstration lang for this time, but basically I hope you got the idea of what I'm trying to say. Okay, I think that would be the last slide portion of my presentation. Now I wanted to see if you guys have question on the chat box. Use eraser po. Okay. My gosh, paano yung eraser? Hindi ako maalam. Diyos ko po, ano ba naman tong Zoom na ito? Lakas makatanda. Kinakain ako. Okay, anyway, I'm done naman na. Hindi na ako okay. So, let's open now the floor for questions in case you have any. Questions, guys. May natutunan ba kayo? I hope naman meron. Questions, guys. Okay, sige. Habang kayo naman talaga ay nag-iisip pa ng questions, mayroon din akong isang mentee dito just to just for me to know what's your feedback with regards to my presentation today. So, ano ba mag-share? Diyos ko naman, napakahirap talaga sa Zoom. Alam niyo, hirap na hirap ako. Feeling ko ang tanda-tanda ako sa Zoom na ito. Diyos ko po, 30 anyos pa lang naman ako. Okay. So, please let me know your thoughts with regards to this presentation. But please, if you have questions, feel free to type in the chat box or unmute yourself. But I would love to hear your thoughts about this presentation. Please go to menti.com and use the code 517189 for feedbacks. So, ayun. Thank you, guys. Andito pa rin ako for questions. And also, guys, yung nanalo kanina doon sa ating mentee, si K, si JR, ano nga ba? Oh my gosh. K Alan, tama ba? Oh my gosh, nawala na yung name. Teka lang, let me go back. Ayan, si Charles, na siya. Ako po, Ma'am Elmar. Okay. Yan. Bakit Elmar? Charles yung pangalan mo. Okay. So, meron na akong number ni Charles. Ayan, sige. I'll send your pangkape. Arte. Okay. I'll send your pangkape on Gcash. May Gcash ka ba, Charles? And also, hopefully, the other, yan, thank you, Jay, si JR, si K, and si Elmar. Hope you can send me your number if it's okay, para ma-forward ko yung pang-coffee nyo tomorrow. Tomorrow? Hindi pa din mamaya. Don't be shy, guys. Thank you, Jay, sa pag-assist. Maraming salamat. Name po ng bestie ko. Hehe. Ay, ang arte naman ni Charles. Sige, thank you, Charles. Sige, noted yan. Okay, so nasaan na si, anong pangalan? Si JR and si K. Guys, sayang. Okay, anyway, sige guys, may iwan ako dito. I think we're already on top of the hour. I don't want to hold you longer, but in case you have questions, I'm still here. Hindi muna ako magda-drop. And also to not J, K and Elmar, if you can send me your details. Okay? All right, Jay, I think I'm done.
Hello, merong question.
Ay, may questions. Asan ang questions?
directly, Sinend, what
Okay.
advice can you give to graduating students aspiring to join the tech industry soon?
Ay, ang taray naman, hindi naman tong career keme pala yung natin. Sige. Okay, what advice? I think ang advice na mabibigay ko ano ba? Wala talaga ako maibigay. Pero doon kayo magpunta sa kung ano yung passion nyo talaga. And go, for example, you're going to, syempre magiging employed na kayo, di ba? Go to a company na maraming may offer sa inyo and masusupport kung ano yung dreams and aspirations nyo in life. For me, actually, hindi ako information technology and comsci graduate. I am an licensed electronics engineer. I don't want my programming language back then used on my college days. Super hate ko talaga. Pero hibala eh. Iba yung Accenture talaga. Talagang pinromote yung Accenture, no? Pero really, totoo yun. Madaming na-provide sa akin si Accenture, specifically knowledge, certifications, na nagagamit ko ngayon sa buhay ko and very helpful sa aking career. So go to, in case you're going to apply in a company, guys, I'll tell you, since magsa-start pa lang kayo ng inyong career, go to a company, to an established company na mapoprovide sa inyo yung enough skills, certifications na magdadala sa inyo in the future. Like, super helpful. Hindi ako nanguuto dito kasi may kasama akong recruitment team, pero totoo yun. Ang dami kong batchmates from nag-graduate ako from PUP Manila. Ang dami kong batchmates na nag-resign, nakasabay na nag-apply kay Accenture. And then, in return, bumalik sila. And sinasabi nila, iba talaga kay Accenture. Iba yung culture, iba yung nabibigay. Like, guys, I'm telling you. Hindi naman sa nanguuto ako, pero seriously, totoo yun. And the compensation is also good. Like, good. Okay. Yun lang. I'm not sure if I answered the question, no? Pero basically yun lang. And also, sorry, last point. Since meron naman kayong napakaganda ng career path nyo ngayon, you know na I mean may na-visualize nyo na kung ano yung next in your career. Take certifications like for example, yun nga, gaya sinabi ko, kapag naki-Accenture na kayo, kapag napunta kayo kay Accenture, take certifications. Nag-offer si Accenture ng wide range of certification and in case na magsawa naman kayo kay Accenture, nagsawa talaga, no? Pero, well, nothing is permanent. Everything is, di ba? Change. But in case, as you move along to your life, you can use those certifications to higher up your value in the market and as well as, syempre, expand your skills, di ba? Yan lang. Ang dami ko sinabi, Jay, pero yan lang talaga. Ayan, si JR, nagbigay na rin siya ng kanyang number. JR, ikaw ba talaga yung winner? Okay, sige. Pero noted ito. Isa na lang yung hinihintay ko. Si K. Andito pa ako, K. Kung andyan ka man. Nag-ping din si Jeneline. Thank you po sa discussion nyo. Thank you din, Jen, for your feedback. Really appreciated. So, ayun. Yun lang, Jay. Thank you. Hintayin ko na lang yung details ni Kay in case. At tapos kung ayaw naman ni Kay, sige. Kukunin ko yung pang-fourth kanina. Asan na yung pang-fourth kanina? Alam ko, ini-screenshot ko yun eh. Ika lang, ha? Pero yun lang. Nandito pa ako kung may questions. But basically, okay na ako, Jay. Thank you.
All right, so I guess that would be all for today. Thank you, Ms. Vacan, and I believe we have covered everything. Now, guys, if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask or feel free to type it in. And yeah, you don't be afraid to speak up. But if no other questions, anyways, before we wrap this up, let's all give a big thank you for our speaker, Ms. Vappen, and for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here today. All right, guys. So, anyways, thank you for your attendance and hope you are having a great day. Bye.
Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you po.